Hey traders, Jason here from Love Brothers. So we are thick in the middle of earnings season, and earnings are just making a total mess of the charts. Okay, besides the fact that we've had less good trades to be had, and a lot of breadth readings have declined, suggesting that there's, the herd is kind of thinning a little bit. We don't have as good a participation. Now we have earnings season, and stocks are just gapping huge in both directions. And the reason I want to note this is because, to me, the most important aspect of trading well is first and foremost noting the market conditions. If the conditions are good, it's pretty easy to make money. If conditions are not good, I don't care how good you are as a trader, it's going to be a challenge. So noting the market conditions being as important as it is, it's really important to note, what is the personality of earnings season. So I want to go through a whole bunch of charts here just to give you an idea of what's going on here. All right, so... and I'm going to just fire through these relatively quickly. So here's ACLS, obviously huge gap up here after earnings. ACMR, huge gap down 2 days ago. ALAB, huge gap up yesterday. Amazon last week, huge gap down. It's recovering, but still huge gap down below several moving averages. Arista Networks, huge gap up yesterday. APLD, gap up last week. It faded, gap up here, faded back, and now it's back near its high, so it's acting well. Bloomin' Brands, huge sell-off yesterday. Celsius, huge gap up today. CommScope, huge gap up today. I mean, that's a massive move from 7 something up to 15. It's almost doubled in just a week. Dave, huge selling pressure yesterday from 235, 240 area all the way down under 200. HIMS, back-to-back selling days after earnings. Eli Lilly today, gap down, sell off, huge loss for a big company. Meta, big gap up last week. Microsoft, also big gap up last week. Nebius today, gap and run. This stock's been doing really well. Paysign, huge gap down yesterday. Portillo's, huge gap down 3 days ago. Ferrari, totally went flat tire, huge gap down last week. Reddit, gap and run, started last week. Redwire, gap down, huge sell-off today, 27.5%. That's a huge loss. Ring, gap up yesterday, today holding the gains. Shopify, huge gap up yesterday. Supermicro, gap down yesterday. Snap, gap down yesterday. TSSI, gap down today. Upstart, huge selling pressure yesterday after earnings. VSAT, gap and run, huge winner. So you get the point. Now, these are not, I didn't just search for some obscure micro caps that are biotechs that move all over the place. Most of these are high volume, heavily followed, pretty standard household names, and they're gapping huge every day. Okay, this is part of market conditions. Okay, this is what you have to note. This is what you're getting yourself into. If you hold into earnings, you're rolling the dice. We could have a big gap up, a big gap down. In the case of AMD, recently it gapped down, but it's mostly recovered. In the case of Microsoft, it gapped up and it's almost filled its entire gap. Some of these gaps are huge and staying open. Some of the gaps are, they're filling a little bit. Some reports are good and stocks are still gapping down. You just don't know. You're literally just rolling the dice. So just know that this is part of the market conditions. If you hold, you're making a decision to just take a chance because you just really don't know what's going to happen. All right. See you next time.